Welcome back, viewers. In today's video, we are going to do some testing on Debian Trixie or the Debian 13. So we are going to do the Geekbench 6.5 test on Debian Trixie to know the performance of Debian Trixie. So first of all, let us check out the kernel that we are using. So I have installed the 6.16.4-1-Liquorix kernel. It is available in the repositories of Debian. So I installed this. Now, first thing that you have to do is you have to open the Geekbench website and you have to go and download their installation of the executable file from the website. So it is available for Linux, Windows and Mac. So I downloaded the file for Linux. Once the file is downloaded, you have to open the zip file. So the file gets downloaded in a form of zip. You have to unzip it, and in the unzip folder you have to open a terminal, and in the terminal you have to use the change mode command. So change mode space +X, and you have to type the name of the bin file or the executable file for Linux. Now the next step is to use the /Geekbench, that is the name of the file, and that will start the execution of the Geekbench 6.5 test. So before that, I want to show you, I also install the CPU power. So in CPU power, you can see by default the governor policy of Debian Trixie is on demand, and the power profile is kept at balanced. This is the default settings. You can see it from here. The power mode is in the balance mode by default, and the governor policy by default is on demand. So we will keep this and we will use this with the Liquorix kernel that we have installed, and we will check out the performance scores for Debian 13 or the Debian Trixie. Now we can start the execution of the Geekbench 6.5 test on our Debian 13 installation. Let us start. So first it will ask you for the license. So we don't have a license, so unlimited number of tests will run, and the test have already started. I will enlarge this so you can have a good look. This is the test rig information. So the system that I am using is contains the AMD Ryzen 5 4600H processor. One processor is there, 6 cores and 12 threads are there. It is an authentic AMD family 23 model 96 stepping 1. Base frequency is 3 GHz. L1 instruction cache is 32 KB into 6. L1 data cache is 32 KB into 6. L2 cache is 512 KB into 6, and the L3 cache is 4 MB into 2. And instructions set supported are SSE2, SSE3, PCI mult, that is the multiplier, FMA3, SSE, SSE41, SES, NI, AVX, AVX2, and the SHA, NI. And the memory, that is the RAM, is 7.13 GB that is available to the system. And the single core test have already started. You can see it has completed the fire test. So once this test is over, we will change over the governor profile. So 3 governor profiles are available. So one by one we will test all the 3, and we will keep the power profile at balanced, and then we will change over to the performance side. So we will get a good idea how the power profiles and the governor profile or the governor mode changes the system performance in a Debian Trixie. Now the multi-core tests have started. These are the same test sequences that we saw in the CashOS. I am deliberately doing the Debian Trixie test because you can then compare the performance between Debian and CashOS also, because Arch and Debian are the main, we can say, mother Linux distros. They support many second and third tier distros. So they form the base for second, third, and n number of tiers of Linux distributions. So they are very important distributions, and you should know the difference between performance between Arch and Debian based systems. So the test is complete, and soon you will get a link to observe the test results on a web page. Okay, so now we will open this open link. So the single core score is 1188 and the multi-core score is 4020. Here you can see it is Debian GNU Linux 13 Trixie, and the model of my laptop is HP Pavilion Gaming Laptop 15-EC1 XXX. Motherboard is HP 87B2. You can see the CPU information. I'm not going to repeat this, we already repeated once. You can see the file compression test, results, navigation, HTML5 browser, PDF renderer, photo library, Clang, that is the compilation test using the Clang compiler, text processing, asset compression, object detection, background blur, horizon detection, object remover, HDR, photo filter, ray tracer, and the structure from motion. So these are all, you can see why specifically this test. So this test encompass all the activity that a typical user can perform on his system. For example, file compression, he can compress, decompress files. He can do navigation, that is the GUI navigation, HTML browser, so it will test the browser. So what typical activities that a user does on his browser, they are taken care of by this test. Then PDF rendering, that means once you create the PDF, you open the PDF, you close the PDF, so PDF should be rendered on the screen. So that is this test. Photo library, so you can open and close your photo catalog, so that is a test for the photo library. Clang means compilation test, how much powerful your CPU is to compile any program, to do operations on the file. Text processing is there, so how the text processing is done. For example, you are using any text processor or a office suite, then this test will imitate the we can say different operations you do inside a text processor or a office suite. Asset compression, object detection, background blur. You can have wallpapers with background blur, so that takes care of those kind of things that a user will manipulate. User might remove or add blur to the wallpaper. So all this thing is taken care by this test. Horizon detection, object remover. A user can use the photo program to remove any object from his photo. HDR, that is the display. This is for the testing of the display. Photo filters, you can add different filters to your photos, remove the filters, so that this test takes care of that feature of the system that is widely used by the users. Ray tracing is for the display. So ray tracer, in earlier times the CRT monitors used to be there, so they used to use the ray tracer to create the image on the CRT monitor, so that is ray tracing. Then structure from motion, so if you got any graphics, for example, some object or person is running to and fro from one end of the screen to the other end of screen, that is the structure from motion. And similarly, multi-core performance test also perform the same test again, and you can see the difference in the test scores. You can see asset compilation, a big difference is there, 1474 in single core and 9611 in the multi-core test for the asset compression. Ray tracer also you can see just 1212 in single core, while you get 9756 in the multi-core test. So that's it for the system that we tested, that is with the Liquorix Kernel 6.14, and we have got the on-demand governor policy by default in the default balance power mode. I will just show you the balance power mode. So that is what we use for testing the Debian Trixie, that is Debian 13 system on my laptop. Now we will stop the video here. In the next video we will try out with the user space governor policy, and we will keep the balance mode as it is, and then we will check the scores. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.